Welcome back to the Talk of the Town podcast. A monumental day in Dunstable Town history. We have a new chairman in town, Mr. Matty Carrington, new chairman.
Thank you very much.
We also have a vice chairman, Luke Mitchell.
Andy,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Friend.
Cheers. Thank you.
Matty, a great day for you, my friend. I know Dunstable Town Football Club has been close to your heart for a number of years. Before we get into everything that involves being a chairman at a non-league club, what does it mean to you to be the chairman of Dunstable Town Football Club?
Wow, Dunstable Town's obviously the first tin I ever saw as a kid with my dad many moons ago when we moved up to Allbanks, literally just around the corner. So to be able to represent the club at this level, it's a true honour for myself. I'm really proud to be able to do this position and really pleased that everyone has faith in my ability that we can move the club forward.
Yeah, what is it? Obviously, it means to you. Obviously, you've been voted in by your fellow directors. Obviously, we've known you for a long, long time. We know you. There was probably isn't a role that you've done, haven't done at Dunstable Town. And ended up hosting a podcast with me, and you do the match day announcing. You've done secretary, you've done so much. What does it mean to you to be voted in by your fellow people at Dunstable Town to say that you are now our chairman?
Yes, it really is a badge of honour to be voted in by my peers. It's something that I'll treasure for the rest of my life, and I just hope that I can deliver exactly what the club deserves moving forward.
What does a Dunstable Town look like under the chairmanship of Matt Carrington?
So yeah, first and foremost, I just want to put on the record my thanks to both former chairman Andrew Madaras and Neil Barker, who have both agreed to stay on the board. Their leadership over the past 5 and 7 years, since we became a fan-owned club, is the reason we're in this position now. And they had some really harrowing times that they had to deal with. So I'm really privileged to be able to take over at this stage and hopefully move the club on even further. But it's only because of their groundwork that we have.
Yeah, no, definitely. Luke, obviously, come on board. He's your boss now.
Yeah, I know. It's scary, isn't it?
Come on,
yeah.
co-host.
Yeah.
He's now technically.
I know.
I mean, it's going to be good to have him. But as vice chairman, obviously, I know you've been heavily involved with the club as well. I had the privilege of coming down there and watching your great youth team at the end of the season win a trophy, and it was great. What did it mean to you when Matt approached you to become vice chairman of Dunstable is such a historic club. It goes back long time before we were all here. Mm-hmm. What did it mean to you when Matt said, would you come on board as be vice chairman?
I think for me, like Matt's already said before, it's a complete honour, and I've sort of been watching Dunstable on and off for about 20 years. And when Gareth was manager down here, I did a bit of scouting for him, and started watching games, teams that he was up against, and doing him sort of data work for him. So many moons ago. And then I've sort of been in and around Dunstable since that time. And I moved my team over here 2 years ago because it had been able to go into the under-18s floodlit football. I've got a very talented football side. Like you said, my under-16s won the County Cup against Luton down here a few weeks ago. So being able to come down to a club that you knew there was a pathway to the first team was something that really appealed to me. So I landed here 2 years ago as a coach, and then very quickly became the youth secretary. And then this time last year, I was asked to become a director, which was, again, a real privilege. And a lot of work's gone into sort of stabilise the youth section and to grow it. And I think, the directors, and I think Matt's probably seen the work that I've done around that, and then felt it's really important that somebody from the youth section is heavily involved within the directorship, and obviously being vice chair as well. I think that gives us a real good platform of having the right people around the table. So the youth section's got a really clear voice within the directorship, and obviously being vice chair as well, I can really champion the youth section and make sure that we can bring players through for Steve, and make sure we sort of create a football for all kind of atmosphere really within the club.
Yeah, definitely. Matty, how important is it that you're going to lean on, obviously, Luke and the many people that are going to be working under you? And that sounds very cliche, but we know you're not going to be, it's never a dictatorship here at Dunstable Town, but how important is it that you delegate in the right positions and get the things right for Dunstable Town Football Club?
100%. It's so important. So where I hope one of my strengths has come from is I've worked for a business for 20 years, being able to lead people with expertise. I don't have as much expertise within those roles that my colleagues at work do, but I am able to guide them and help them as and where they need to. That's what I'm looking to do within the chairman role. Every role that I've kind of done within Dunstable Town, if I'm being brutally honest with you, I will do because people are happy for me to do it. And I feel as though when I hand the role over to somebody else, I'm handing to somebody even better. So that was when I became the social media person. We've got some fantastic people within the social media aspect, present company excluded. When I handed over the treasurer over to Lee Nania, he was an amazing treasurer. And now obviously I hand over the vice chair to Luke, who his experience within football is amazing. As he says, he knows the club inside out. He's worked with previous managers in the past. So it ticks all the boxes for me. And everybody else on the board that we have, from our welfare officer to our operations director, they all will have the skills to drive this club forward.
I'm just saying though, last time he was a co-host on the podcast, now he's chairman, so my next nap is there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All joking aside, that will never happen. What's the biggest challenges, lads, of being a chairman and a vice chairman at a non-league club, at a football club? And we mentioned Dunstable Town, and it's a renowned football club. It's got a great history, but what's the biggest challenge for you boys as we hit the ground running for the new football season on the pitch and obviously behind the scenes for you guys?
If you want to go,
yeah, I think it's just having that responsibility and making sure you can deliver, and having that responsibility of having a football club that you're responsible for. But we've inherited the club at this point in a really good position, financially, and in every part of the club. We're in a really good place in terms of our governance. The youth section's a good place. The first team's in a really good place under Steve. You look where we were 12 months ago to now, the club is completely different. And I've seen that real change in the last 12 months in terms of where we are. So I think it's just, the biggest challenge for me is just taking on that responsibility and making sure that we're always moving forward. We're not going backwards at all.
Yeah, I mean, Matty, when you're all said and done, in years to come, what is the one thing that you really like? You've said, I know you really well, and I know you've been involved with the club and for a number of years, and obviously Luke's come on board. What's the one thing you really want to achieve as chairman?
Being honest, it's making Dunstable Town Football Club a club that the town of Dunstable is incredibly proud to be able to get behind. We're one of the oldest organisations within the town of Dunstable. We have an obligation, I honestly believe, to make the town better, and we'll get onto some aspects of that with our mission statements, which was announced last night at the AGM. But for me, it's making sure that we are the club that people will see as the voice of Dunstable, and that we have the ability to hand over this club to the next generation. Because I've spoken many times, everybody who comes and serves and plays and for Dunstable, we are just custodians of this club at this current time. I spoke about previously Dunstable in its proviso that back in the 90s pretty much went bankrupt. I wasn't able to support a club and come down and see the team every weekend. I never want that for the next generation and the generation after that. So for me, that's the number one aim, to make sure that the club is as strong as possible and a real voice for change within Dunstable.
How does that look like, do you think, boys, that you get the name further out there because it's very hard in all aspects of, especially non-league football, to attract crowds, because you've got the likes of Luton and they're all Watford fan. You've got Watford up the road, then you've got the draw of the Premier League. What's the biggest challenge, would you guys say, is into our name's very much ready, and as you set the foundations and people like Neil and all the great work that we do with mental health, how do you guys now keep that on?
I think that's where me and Matt have already spoken about some of the change that we're going to look at around some of the committees that we're going to sort of step up and look at doing, because I guarantee you, if we can get someone through the door at Dunstable to come and watch a game, they will come back time and time again, because the atmosphere, the friendliness, everything that we offer as a proper community football club, and the performances on the pitch are getting better and better. People will want to be around that, and they'll enjoy their time here. So the biggest challenge is getting people through the door. But once they're here, they will come back. So I think for us, we've already spoken, and we spoke off camera earlier on about, trying to get more of the youth section players through to watching first team games, making sure that we sort of go out to other community aspects, making sure we have ideas for games, and obviously getting schools involved as well in the first team, and giving out free tickets if we need to, because we are confident that if we can get people through the door, then they will stay and they will come back.
Matty, what would the message be to the Dunstable Town fans? Obviously, again, like, people know you, they know how passionate you are about this club, how everyone is here, but especially for you. I know I've hosted the podcast, I've known you, built up a really good friendship. I know what this town means to you. What's the message to the Dunstable Town fans?
Well, I'm hoping that we can bring some success to the club first and foremost. Again, that's part of our,
win that.
that's part of our, again, it's a real core part of our mission statement for the next 5 years. We want the club to be, just in the men's game, a real established club within step-free football. I don't think that's too ambitious. I think it's kind of key to build on the successes. But overall, I just want them to be proud to come and obviously watch Dunstable Town, get involved in every aspect that we do. There's so much that this club does, both on and off the pitch. And I want those fans to feel as though they are part of that.
Look, as for you as vice chairman, what do you feel is going to be the most important part of your role? Is it like that you say, like whenever it happens in work, where it's not all on Matt and what he does as chairman, and like you say, it's never going to be a dictatorship under Matt. He wants this club to grow well. If we all do our stuff well, the club will perform well. How was the most important part of your role, would you say?
I think it's just going to be, I think a lot of it is probably around the governance side of stuff. I think is the sort of structure of what we do as directors. Is some of the stuff that we need to do, and just get slightly better at probably communicating with our volunteers and communicating with our supporters as chair and vice chair. So we really want to make sure that everyone's got a really clear understanding. And after last night's AGM, hopefully the supporters will have a really clear idea around our pillars and what we're going to be doing over the next 5 years. So I think the main challenge is going to be is around that governance side of stuff, and just restructuring ever so slightly, so our efforts and our time is being spent productively to make sure that we can give, the very best to the supporters. And we all spoke off camera, didn't we, about making sure that we celebrate like end of season presentations and get organised around that and do that early. And we've already spoken this season already about we want to work 6 weeks ahead of ourselves at a club. Last season, it felt at times that we were kind of chasing our tail a little bit. Would be fair to say as directors. There was a lot of change in our directorship last year. So there was lots of new people, but it's taken us that year to transition.
Yeah, stability, probably a word.
Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah, stability and grow really. And there's just a few things just to iron out here and there. And I think Matt and I, we've spoken quite a bit. Matt approached me to say he was going to go for the chair. So it was, it's something that we can work on today. We've got that sort of shared vision around what we want to do and where we want to go, and I'm confident that we'll see that, and we'll see that quickly.
How are you going to find it from fan to chairman now? You're very distinctive on a match day, Matty. How are you going to find that now, mate?
Well, to be honest, when Andrew launched his intention to step down, I did try and calm myself at our last away game of the season. That didn't work, but yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge for myself. But obviously, it's something that I know I will have to be able to do. I can't be the person that is seen as the face of the club in the wrong way. I think there's going to be many referees that are going to breathe a sigh of relief for this season.
He's chairman.
See a changed man, and he's promised to wear a suit at every game as well, Andy.
And mine is. Yes, we win. I think the beer's on Matt. Boys, I think you're going to do an absolute tremendous job. And Luke, it's great to have you on board. Matty, I'm so pleased for you, for Jackie. I know everything that you've been through in the last year, mate. To see you sitting here as Dunstable Town chairman, it must make you incredibly proud. I know it makes all of us incredibly proud at Dunstable Town. I wish you nothing but the best, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week with more stuff from Steve O'Reilly. I'll be sitting down with Matt again as the season goes on, as with Luke. If you want to check us out, you can on Twitter. You can find us at DTFC Pod. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, where the man behind that camera there does a great job. But I'm looking forward to seeing what these two bring to Dunstable Town Football Club. Till next time, up the Mighty Blues.